Welcome back to Demolition Worker, where we explore the incredible mechanical power and precise techniques behind modern urban demolition projects today. In this second episode, we dive deep into the beating heart of heavy machinery used for carefully dismantling massive concrete structures. Today, our primary focus is on the sheer crushing force of hydraulic shears and heavy-duty attachments that tear through steel. When explosives are absolutely impossible to use in densely populated city centers, these silent mechanical giants become our ultimate unsung heroes. Imagine a giant metal beast that can effortlessly slice through thick structural steel beams as if they were fragile paper sheets. The immense hydraulic pressure generated by these advanced machines allows operators to perform incredibly precise cuts on extremely tough building materials. Notice the massive steel jaws as they slowly open wide, preparing to bite down on a highly reinforced concrete support pillar. With a terrifying display of raw mechanical strength, the heavy jaws clamp down and shatter the solid concrete into small fragments. These extreme close-up shots reveal the brutal yet fascinating interaction between hardened steel teeth and aging urban construction materials. Thick clouds of gray dust explode into the air as the powerful hydraulic shear completely obliterates the thick concrete retaining wall. Water sprays are constantly utilized alongside the crushing jaws to effectively minimize the dangerous airborne dust particles spreading across the neighborhood. The operator sits safely inside the reinforced cabin, expertly manipulating complex joysticks to control every single movement of the giant arm. It requires years of dedicated practice and intense focus to maneuver these heavy attachments with such unbelievable grace and pinpoint accuracy. Look closely at the sharp cutting blades embedded within the massive jaws, designed specifically to snip thick metal reinforcement bars easily. The loud metallic screech of steel scraping against steel creates a mesmerizing industrial symphony that echoes throughout the busy construction site. Every single bite separates valuable scrap metal from useless concrete rubble, making the vital recycling process much more efficient and profitable. Environmental sustainability is a major priority in modern demolition, and separating these raw materials directly on site saves significant transportation costs. Massive piles of twisted steel rebar slowly accumulate on the dusty ground, waiting to be melted down and repurposed for tomorrow. The sheer efficiency of these hydraulic shears ensures that almost nothing goes to waste during the systematic deconstruction of old buildings. Meanwhile, highly trained technical experts are constantly monitoring the surrounding environment to ensure neighboring structures remain completely safe and entirely undisturbed. Sensitive vibration sensors are strategically placed around the active demolition perimeter to carefully measure any potential seismic activity in real time. If the ground vibrations ever exceed the strict safety limits, the entire mechanical operation will be immediately paused for thorough inspection. This meticulous scientific approach guarantees that the chaotic process of tearing down massive buildings never harms the surrounding dense urban infrastructure. It is a beautiful paradox that controlled destruction actually requires the highest level of careful planning and incredibly precise engineering calculations. The heavy excavator repositions its massive tracks, crushing loose debris beneath its immense weight as it moves toward the next target. We can see the powerful hydraulic cylinders expanding and contracting, pumping pressurized fluid that gives the machine its unbelievable crushing force. The sun reflects off the scratched yellow paint of the excavator arm, telling a silent story of countless successful demolition projects. Suddenly, the operator targets a particularly stubborn structural beam that once supported the entire weight of the abandoned commercial office building. The heavy shears lock onto the thick metal joint, applying thousands of pounds of pressure until the steel finally yields completely. A loud metallic snap violently breaks the silence as the thick steel beam is cleanly severed by the relentless hydraulic blades. The severed piece of heavy steel plummets toward the ground, landing with a massive thud that briefly shakes the surrounding earth. Another specialized machine quickly moves in to scoop up the fallen debris, keeping the active work zone completely clear and safe. This perfectly choreographed mechanical dance between multiple heavy machines showcases the incredible teamwork required on a modern urban demolition job site. You might think demolition is just mindless destruction, but it is actually a highly sophisticated process requiring absolute precision and care. Every single cut must be calculated to ensure the remaining structure remains stable until it is safely brought down to earth. The hydraulic shear acts as a delicate surgical scalpel, carefully dissecting the massive concrete skeleton of the towering city building above. We are witnessing a fascinating transformation as an obsolete architectural structure is systematically reduced to neat piles of valuable, recyclable materials. Before these advanced hydraulic attachments were widely invented, taking down heavily reinforced concrete structures was a significantly slower and dangerous task. Now, a single skilled operator sitting in a comfortable, air-conditioned cabin can accomplish the grueling work of 50 strong men. Let us take a closer look at the intricate hydraulic hoses running along the massive boom arm of the heavy excavator. These thick black hoses are the vital blood vessels of the machine, delivering immense fluid pressure directly to the crushing jaws. Even a tiny leak in these high-pressure lines could immediately shut down the entire operation, so daily maintenance is crucial. The dedicated mechanics who service these mechanical giants work tirelessly behind the scenes to keep the demolition project running perfectly smooth. As the long day progresses, the towering concrete structure slowly disappears, piece by piece, under the relentless assault of the shears. The operator carefully nibbles away at the edge of a suspended concrete floor, ensuring large chunks do not fall unpredictably downward. It is absolutely mesmerizing to watch the heavy steel jaws delicately pick up a single piece of rebar from the rubble. This surprising level of mechanical dexterity proves that these massive industrial machines are not just about brute force and mindless destruction. They are highly refined tools capable of performing incredibly nuanced tasks under the steady hands of a truly experienced professional operator. The continuous grinding noise of concrete being pulverized into fine dust serves as the constant background soundtrack of urban renewal projects. As we pan across the busy site, we can clearly see the distinct separation of crushed concrete, twisted steel, and trash. This organized sorting process is legally mandated in many modern cities to promote environmental sustainability and reduce harmful landfill waste accumulation. The crushed concrete will eventually be repurposed as a solid foundation base for building brand new roads and modern city highways. Meanwhile, the recovered steel will be transported to a massive foundry, melted down, and forged into fresh beams for future construction. Demolition is truly the very first vital step in the endless cycle of urban creation, paving the way for future progress. Without these powerful hydraulic shears clearing the old structures away, our rapidly growing modern cities would simply run out of space. The sun begins to set over the dusty construction site, casting long, dramatic shadows across the mountains of sorted industrial debris. Even in the fading evening light, the massive hydraulic machines continue their relentless work, illuminated by powerful bright LED work lights. The glowing lights reflect off the swirling clouds of dust, creating an almost cinematic atmosphere amidst the chaotic urban demolition zone. The operator remains completely focused, his eyes scanning the weakened concrete structure for the next strategic point to apply crushing pressure. A massive concrete slab finally gives way, tumbling down into the safety zone and sending a brief tremor through the ground. The vibration monitors instantly register the sudden impact, but the recorded seismic levels remain perfectly within the acceptable local safety parameters. The technical crew monitoring the sensitive equipment nods in quiet approval, knowing their careful structural calculations were absolutely correct and safe. We now switch our camera angle to view the massive hydraulic shear from below, emphasizing its truly terrifying size and power. From this unique perspective, the heavy steel jaws look like the mouth of a prehistoric mechanical dinosaur hunting for concrete prey. The heavy machine rotates smoothly on its massive base, swinging the long boom arm toward a newly exposed section of steel. With a swift and calculated motion, the jaws clamp onto a thick steel pipe, instantly flattening it before cutting it clean. The raw mechanical efficiency displayed here is a testament to decades of continuous innovation in the heavy construction machinery manufacturing industry. Every new generation of these hydraulic attachments becomes significantly stronger, noticeably lighter, and far more reliable than the previous older models. Engineers constantly study the unique wear patterns on the hardened steel teeth to design better and more durable replacement cutting blades. The demanding nature of urban demolition work requires equipment that can withstand immense physical punishment without suffering any unexpected mechanical failures. As the massive jaws bite into another concrete pillar, We can see the internal steel rebar violently twisting under the strain. The concrete shatters and falls away, leaving only the naked steel skeleton exposed and vulnerable to the sharp-cutting hydraulic blades. Snip by snip, the heavy hydraulic shear systematically dismantles the exposed steel framework, reducing the tall pillar to a mere stump. It is a slow but incredibly steady process, prioritizing absolute safety and structural control over reckless speed and unnecessary dangerous risks. The surrounding city traffic continues to flow smoothly just a few yards away, completely unaware of the massive mechanical power nearby. This peaceful coexistence between ordinary daily urban life and extreme heavy industrial demolition is made possible entirely by these precise machines. The thick acoustic barriers erected around the site perimeter effectively absorb most of the harsh grinding noises produced by the machines. Inside the perimeter, however, the intense mechanical symphony of roaring diesel engines and crushing concrete continues at full maximum volume levels. The operator checks his digital cabin display, monitoring the critical hydraulic fluid temperature and engine pressure to ensure optimal machine performance. Operating such a powerful machine requires constant vigilance, as a single momentary lapse in concentration could lead to a disastrous accident. Fortunately, these highly trained professionals treat their massive mechanical equipment with the utmost respect and strictly follow all established safety protocols. As we approach the final stages of this particular demolition phase, the once towering building is now just a low pile. The hydraulic shear takes one last triumphant bite out of a stubborn concrete foundation wall, finally leveling the entire building site. A sudden cloud of fine dust settles gently over the quiet debris field, signaling the successful completion of all the heavy work. The heavy excavator slowly retracts its long mechanical arm, resting the massive steel jaws safely on the solid ground for tonight. The exhausted but deeply satisfied operator powers down the massive diesel engine, finally bringing the roaring mechanical beast to a halt. We have witnessed the incredible destructive power and surprising surgical precision of one of the most fascinating machines on Earth. The hydraulic shear is truly the undisputed king of the modern demolition site, an essential tool for clearing the urban landscape. Without these magnificent feats of mechanical engineering, revitalizing our densely populated modern cities would be an absolutely impossible and dangerous dream. The carefully sorted piles of crushed concrete and twisted steel stand as a temporary monument to the hard work performed today. Tomorrow, a fleet of heavy dump trucks will arrive to transport these valuable recycled materials to their next industrial destinations. The empty plot of land left behind represents a brand new opportunity for future architectural innovation and modern community development. We hope you have gained a brand new appreciation for the complex science and raw power behind professional heavy urban demolition. The next time you see an empty lot in the city, remember the silent mechanical giants that safely cleared the way. Join us next time as we continue to explore the fascinating heavy machinery and incredible techniques used in the construction industry. Thank you so much for watching Demolition Worker today. Please remember to subscribe and stay tuned for more incredible industrial content.